Hi family, I am back with another video here and I'm so excited to get into what we have today. I don't know what messages are going to come through, but I am here open and available. I just felt the call to come get on and to come share this word. So I'm gonna take this moment and I invite you to take it with me to take a deep breath in through your nose and out your mouth. And I invite you to come to center and to come to your power source and to tap into your discernment, tap into your intuition that will help you discern whether a message is for you or not. And so as I go through and as I flow through these cards, we can tap in and receive what is for us, and we can release the rest. Because again, it's important that you know I'm doing this read for all of you who will be tuning in, and not everything will resonate for everybody. And so take what you will and release the rest. All right. And so as I delve into these cards, the first thing that's coming to me before I even flip these cards over is that you are meant to be right where you are, and do not doubt where you are, whether it's energetically, whether it's with your career, or whether it's within your love life, or whether it's with whatever it is that you feel that you're behind on, you're not. And it's important for you to root into this knowing. And actually, as I said that, it occurred to me that there's some root chakra healing happening with some of us in the collective. That's what I'm getting really strongly right now. There are root chakra activations happening for some of you currently, and so what that means is your rooting, your home, your security, your being actually here on this planet, on this earth at this time, you calling all of your energy to this present moment right here, right now. Root chakra work, your home, your environment, feeling at home within yourself, feeling at home where you are currently, feeling at home on this plane. There's a lot of different layers to it, and what I'm getting now is there's a balancing happening, and it's actually like you're not doing anything necessarily to, well, I want to say you've called this in, your higher self has called this in to ground you and to root you. So spending time with trees, spending time touching the earth with your feet will continually keep you grounded. And so that's important. And the next thing that's coming up here actually is a really sweet message that we're getting from Lakshmi, which says to stop worrying and that everything is going to be fine. And that's, the card is a beautiful card. There's the ocean, there's two elephants in the background, and there's the sun that's shining, and that's indicating a bright future. And it's going back to what I was sharing initially around your root chakra and this insecurity and this feeling that you're not where you're meant to be. And this is telling you to stop worrying and to just relax. There's such serenity in this card, and it's asking you to just come into that moment so that you can really be there. Because when you're too focused on things that are in your future, you're not accepting this peace that is currently here now, and you're not accepting and you're not allowing in the knowing that you are meant to be where you are currently. So that's a massive message to stop worrying. Literally, take whatever practices that you need to take, because the more that you anchor into this worry, and then you'll spiral. There's a spiraling that can happen, and the more you spiral, the more challenging it is to come out of that space. And so the things that you can change them. The things that you can't not, release them up to the divine to take care of. Right now, it's a monumental time. That's what I'm really hearing. We have iamnyakuiy here with golden opportunity, which says important doors are opening for you right now. And what I'm getting here is important portals are opening for you. And those are internal portals. And it's kind of like you're opening the doors that will take you to different places within yourself. So some of y'all have been really active in the anxiety door. You've been pounding on that and going into that and spending a lot of time in there. And the message is, it's okay to close that chapter. You don't have to live with anxiety your whole entire life. Actually, it's the truth that once you get to the root cause of what's causing you your anxiety, you can elevate out of it, and you don't have to actually live in that place. Western medical constructs of healing will say, well, this is something that you're just going to have to live with forever, and you're just going to have to take medication for it. And I rebuke that, because no, they cannot sentence you to something when God has other plans for you. So God is asking you to step through other doors, to be curious about other doors that are appearing before you. And another message here is for people who are considering making moves, and whatever it is that triggers you now, whatever that comes to mind as I'm speaking this, focus on that and know that thing that you're working on, that you're putting your time and your energy in, it's going to amount to something beautiful in the future. And you don't have to worry about the how it's going to happen. The things are going to flow, and it's important for you to just continue to step into trust and to not waver in that faith, and to know that the moves you're making are going to, again, bear fruit. And for a select few of you, you've seen the, what is the word? You've seen the glimpses. You've had glimpses of what's to come. And it's not here yet, but you've had glimpses here and there. You've had synchronicities here and there. You've seen the signs here and there. And the message is to continue on that path. And to trust in those glimpses, to trust yourself. Because on another aspect, you're also increasing your intuition, and you're fine-tuning your intuition the more that you listen to those moments where you could just doubt and you could just make it out to be something like a fluke or whatever, but your intuition is coming strong here, and it's saying, no, what you're receiving is actually indeed coming from truth, and to follow that path, and to follow that, and to know that this is a strengthening, and this is it's like you're undergoing deeper training to so that you'll never doubt your intuition. So you'll get to a place where you do not doubt, even if everything outside of you could say and be going one way. Your inner truth that's connected to the divinity of that is you is on point. Okay. Another message here coming from our eagle friends is to see things from a higher perspective. And interestingly enough, what happens when you are in an anxious state of mind or you're in a depressed state of mind is you're actually seeing things from a very narrow perspective, and you haven't opened up your vision. You know, you're at the bottom of the mountain. You're not at the top of the mountain. You're not seeing everything along the horizon. You know, you're seeing what's in front of your face. And especially when that doesn't look good, it's going to make you think that it's going to make you jump to conclusions mentally, right? And so what you're asked to do is continue taking that climb up the mountain so that you will see things differently. And that's also to take take a zoom out, right, of your life. And when you're really zoomed in on a situation, you can't see because you're so in it, you're so attached to it. You got to come out of it. You got to take yourself out of it so that you could have the clarity and so that you could see. Another message here is, where are you even seeing from? Are you really seeing from your physical eyes? Because if you're believing what your physical eyes are telling you, then you've lost sight of what your inner eye knows. Okay? And what your inner eye knows is the truth, and the truth is in your soul. And so when you are able to see from that perspective, there's no need to stress. There's not going to be anxiety. There will only be peace. There will only be allowing. There will only be acceptance. There will only be serenity. You will see all of the beautiful opportunities when you're looking from the eyes of your soul. So this also here, seeing that the eye is coming through, and I'm inviting you to do and to focus on your third eye, your pineal gland, that chakra that is located there between your brows. It's like, are you willing to see the truth of this reality? Because if you're so invested in what you think is real, what you're perceiving to be real, even though it's not the real, then you're missing something. So in order to bring that back to balance so that you can be here on this earth, but you're not allowing what is on this earth to blind you one way or the other, blind you from seeing the truth, right? Are you in denial about some things? Are you resistant to seeing the truth about some things? Are you more interested in the games? That's what being, third eye energy represents. Truth, clarity. And that is cultivated when you have the courage to receive truth, even if it's not a truth that you're gonna like. Okay. The next card that's coming to us is the drum. Dream and journey. And then immediately the first thing that comes to mind is you have to walk to the beat of your own drum. You have to walk to the beat of your own drum. I mean, for you who is here with me in real time, continuing to receive, I invite you to place your hands over your heart and to feel your own heartbeat. Know that your heart is beating in tune with the pulse of life itself. Right? Walk to the beat of your own drum. Don't let nobody else tell you how to walk your path. And I think that's for some people what's at the root of your worries. Is you're worried about are you doing it right? Are you doing it the way you quote unquote feel like you're supposed to be doing it? And this card here is inviting you. The energy and the message behind the card is like, it's like, stop worrying about the path that other people want you to be on and be worried about the path that is before you, that is for you. You can't be worried about what so-and-so was saying on the side about what your path is. Who cares what they're saying? Obviously, this isn't an invitation to be outright rude. We're not in that energy. We're in the energy of releasing the noise that's in the background and focusing within ourselves, focusing our energy on our path, and knowing that our path is the way that it is for a reason. With dream and journey here, I feel that some of you are going to be on some journeys in the physical realm that will help you in your own, that it's a part of your path, you know, the travels and journeys that you're going to be taking soon, because that's what this feels like. Some of y'all may have an opportunity to travel that's coming in here in the future. Travels that are going to shift your perspective, travels that are going to change how you think of things, travels that are going to alter your perceptions and take you from a path you were on to a different path. Okay. Some of these journeys and travels might be in the dream world. So take notes when you wake up, write out your dreams, because there's going to be some important information coming through in your dream as you dream. And you taking notes and journaling about them once you wake up, that's also gonna activate some things within you as well. And so it's going to be important for you to take that time in the rising once you are up to just do nothing but to write and to commune with yourself, because a lot of the messages that you need to hear, that need to come from you, you will receive then. Yeah, I feel like that's it for those. I want to get into these tarot cards before I close this reading out. And here we've got some really intense energies, which I'm not shocked because of the season we're in. We have 7 planets currently in retrograde, and that's a lot. We are going to have 2 full moons within this month. We've just moved through so many portals, and we're going to continue to move through other portals as well. So this is some intense energy, especially around patience, taking your time, and not rushing anything, not rushing your path, releasing the things that are just dead weight. And a lot of that is going to be mentally. That's what I'm seeing here with these swords. There's a lot of mental dead weight that you are continuing to carry with you. Your foundations, because they're not sturdy, because you're walking around having and carrying perspectives that are heavy, you know. I'm not enough. I'm not on path. I can't do right. I can't do this. Limitation that. There's not enough of X. There's not enough of Y. Only other people can do X and I can't because of XYZ. You know, these things that are weighing you down because they're not true are going to bring you to this moment where your whole world has to collapse so that you can reorder your mind to neutral because it's been hijacked by insecure thoughts. It's been hijacked by limiting thoughts and beliefs. It's been hijacked by bullshit ideas about who you are, about who you're supposed to be in this life. There's some bugs, right, that need to be removed. You know, your whole world, it's almost like you need a perspective shift. You need your world to be turned upside down in a way in order for you to see things the right way. And the message here that's being asked, or the question that's being asked rather, is, do you want it the hard way or do you want it the gentler way? Some of y'all need it the hard way, but it's also important that you ask the divine to deliver your lessons in a gentle way. Because this tower moment that I'm seeing here, it's not something that you should be afraid of. It's not something that you should avoid, or you should, it's something that actually is gonna, it's almost like a purging that is necessary. Yeah, it's almost like you're gonna feel lighter after this, even though it's gonna suck to go through it. It's almost like, you know, you ever have a really good cry and it's so deep and you feel it in your bones and in your gut, and like you're crying, it feels like you're crying out years and ancient shit, but then you finish crying and afterwards you just feel light and you feel good and you feel like you're clear. That's kind of what this is. It's like, it's saying you're gonna move through some shit and it's gonna be some shit, but it's all for your benefit, and it's all to help you create stability and create from a place of stability. Again, the tower moment being here, and it's connecting again back to the root chakra that I was talking about, where something in your foundations of you, and the foundations of you, and so this also connects to home and family life. It connects to the foundations of who you are. You know, if those are not all stable, if they're not built on solid ground, things have to shift has to happen. It has to crumble so that it can be rebuilt. Again, what I was sharing earlier just a minute ago around it being a mental energy, that's what I feel is strongly here. So it's not even going to be like, you know, your environment might not change that much. You know, things around you probably won't change that drastically, because what is happening is an internal experience. And so it's going to be the mental paradigm that you're in, that you're operating from. That's where the change is going to take place. And then obviously it will pour out into your physical and material realm. There's also a relationships being indicated here. So this tower moment for some of y'all might relate to other people. It might be in relation to current relationships, whether that's a friendship, a loveship, a work relationship, or even in relationships with people that you have that heart to heart, where you have that, where you share that common goal, where you share a common heart. And some of these tower moments might happen in those conversations. You know, you might be talking to a good friend and all of a sudden you realize so many different things, you know, or it could even be a random stranger that you just all of a sudden talk to and you just connect with, and it's not superficial, it's not small talk. You really just pierce to another dimension. Y'all just really go there, and it ends up being a really transformational conversation. It could be something like that too. I'm thinking, I don't know why this just came up to me, but like you're in a Lyft and you're in an Uber and you're having your conversation and it just takes you to a whole different dimension and you were like, I was not expecting this. You might cry or you just might have your brain shifted. But the theme I'm continuing to see here is of transformation, of perspective shifts, and the crumbling down of this tower moment, this, oh my gosh, everything that I believed, everything that I thought, maybe even what you wanted. Maybe you wanted a thing, certain thing so bad, and you come to the realization that you actually don't want it anymore. Maybe the thing that you wanted was short-lived because it wasn't rooted in something stable enough, right? And as a side note, this is just a word on that note that when you want something and you might go through phases where there's a low and then there's a high in terms of how bad you really want it. But when it's something that you deeply want from your soul, that desire to call that in and to attract that and to create that and to build that is going to always be there. But when it's coming from a superficial place, it'll be here today and gone tomorrow. So it won't have that longevity. It won't go the long way. So don't worry that you have an ebb and flow with your creative process and what you are wishing to call forth into your life. Know that if it's real, you're going to have that desire forever. And then to also know why this is just I don't know why this is just coming up here, but don't put a price tag on your creativity. And what that means is like there are certain things that you'll create and it's not going to be for monetary gain. It's not going to be for monetary purpose. It's not going to be because you're trying to be on some get rich quick scheme. It's because you just enjoy it and you're passionate about it and you don't want to monetize it. You don't want to monetize your you don't have to monetize everything just because this matrix is telling you, and bringing money woes here and there doesn't mean that everything has to be or has to have a cost associated with it. Just do it. Of course there are things that you can monetize that will help you and to help sustain your livelihood, but then there are also other things when you can put a price on it and it just gets sticky. That's not the intention behind it. So just you ask for divine guidance, ask your ancestors, ask for clarity for what passions of yours are exactly that, passions, and that you can participate in and enjoy without this feeling of now I gotta monetize it, because that's the matrix and we don't gotta be living there. There's certain things that you can enjoy just because you enjoy it. Okay, with this tower moment, I'm gonna say I don't want to leave you on a bad note here. I want to say that with this tower moment, after every tower moment, there's always clarity. And so know that the tower is here in support of you, the hanged man is here in support of you, and this death card is here in support of you because death wants to take away the things that are not feeding you life. Do you know what I'm saying? The hangman here wants to get you to see things from a different perspective other than the one that you've been perhaps focused on. And the tower wants to have you know that perhaps what you've built your whole foundation on was not rooted in truth. And you've got a lot of mental strength though, and that's what is on your side. And you've got support from those who are connected to you. And so use those to help you. And I trust that you will make it through, because Spirit, the divine, never gives us anything that we are not capable of handling. And so I leave you with that word. Thank you so much for being here with me. I appreciate you. I love you. And I'll talk to you again.